Court jesters. Court jesters were the original comedians.
Yeah, what were they all about?
So they were also called licensed fools.
Yeah.
And they weren't they were actually held in high esteem to some degree. They weren't just licensed fools.
Yeah.
The king liked them. They could make jokes about the king that no one else could make and get away with it.
Yeah.
They warmed up the crowd. They wore the bright outfits like you imagine with the crazy hat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they juggled.
That's pretty good that you got to do a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
But that's pretty good that they almost like the kings knew, like, I got to let some release of what's going on. And if you do that, then you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like if I make fun of myself, I know it's crazy. You
Yeah.
can't. I know,
Yeah.
you know, all right, we cut your aunt's head off. I get it. I get that you're upset. But, you know, and then as you do it, and you're like, yeah, well, your mom's head's off too, by the way. And I figured this was the time to tell you.
Yeah.
Because I think they cut people's heads off all the time during this.
They did
I think
a
that
lot.
was regular. You just see that.
That's just how you died back then.
Yeah.
Well, they had
You didn't die as a baby.
they had executioners for sure.
Yeah.
And if they didn't cut your head off, a lot of hangings, a lot of public hangings going
Yeah.
on. But the court jester also gave people bad news. Like the king, they often had to give the king the bad news because like you break it to him and do it in a funny way. So there's an example.
He goes, pick a card. Pick a card. Pick a card. There's other guards outside the door. Pick a card. You go. Your wife was kidnapped? 2? Did you pick a 2? That's just what he's just trying to go. Hey, what's that?
Yeah.
Your wife's been kidnapped. But that was the right card.
Yeah.
Right. And he's like, that's pretty good.
France's complete naval fleet got completely destroyed by the English, and the jester had to go tell the France's king that their navy was completely destroyed, all their ships destroyed. So he told the king, those English don't even have the guts to jump into the water like our guys do. That was his joke.
Yeah.
Just to
Soften
soften the ground a little bit.
Yeah.
That was his big joke.
I would like to say,
all our guys are now
yeah.
floating dead in the water. And
Yeah.
Those guys are afraid to get
Yeah.
wet.
So do you think the jester, are they just on call in the castle at all times?
Yeah.
Just like, I'm here to just...
But you're on call
liven
has some
things
leeway
up.
because I think he's on a phone, so you got to go chase them down. And so it's not like now on call is like you're straight up within seconds you're alerted.
Yeah.
But you might have a week head start. You're on call, but a week.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah. There was an example of sometimes babies were born as kings, and there was a young teenage king, and he never read any of the royal decree. He signed papers, didn't even know what he was signing, the documents. So the jester wrote a royal
I'm listening. All right.
The jester wrote a royal decree that made him self-ruler of all of Scotland for 15 days, and the king signed it without looking.
He tricked a baby into signing?
No, this was a teenager.
Still.
After this, the
Kid.
king never again signed a document without
It was a
first reading
baby.
it carefully. And the baby signed
That's
it.
what he said. The baby son is a 2-year-old. Can you believe that? He tricked the 2-year-old.
But my favorite jester was Roland the Farter.
What'd he do?
He was well, let me tell you, he was a medieval flatulist who lived in
What
England.
was hold on?
Flatulist.
Hold on, that reminds me of what's the Craig? What's that movie with Craig Robinson?
Time?
Yeah, it's like time.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Hot Tub Time Machine. So Craig Robinson's hosting Last Comic Standing. Greg Giraldo, one of the greatest comedians ever, who passed away. But he's hosted, and then Craig Robinson tells me, he goes, "Oh, I got a new movie out. It's called Hot Tub Time Machine." Greg Giraldo goes, "What's that about?" There's like a very funny, quick. That was a very extremely funny thing to do. They did it was on TV.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that? What's the Hot Tub Time Machine about? Well, it's a hot tub. All right.
Well, Roland the Farter was a medieval flatulist, lived in England. He was given 30 acres of land in return for his service as jester for King Henry II. Each year, he was obliged to perform one jump, one whistle, and one fart for the king's Christmas party.
One jump?
He had to do them all at the same time.
A jump, a whistle,
and a fart.
So he had to just jump in the air,
whistle and fart all at the same time.
Do exactly what you're saying. So just do a jump in the air, whistle and fart. I think we got a new Krispy Kreme challenge. I mean, this is. I would love to just be around him leading up to that week.
Yeah.
What's he eating? He's just eating with the horses. He's just like
practicing
in the barn.
That's got to be harder than it looks.
Yeah.
But
I think a lot of older guys do it on accident. I think they do all those things. I think my dad can do it.
Yeah. Just tell an old man to try to jump and it'll happen.
Yeah. If you go just jump, all of those other things will.
We'll try to whistle.
Yeah.
So this is just this king. This was just his thing, man. He just thought this was the funniest thing in the world.
His whole party did. Every year you do a Christmas party.
I mean, it's still doing pretty good.
Call Roland the Farter. Is he available?
Y'all got to see this.
Did they have? It said Christmas. Like they did Christmas.
Yeah.
And then the Christmas party. That's all he did. They get paid.
He got 30 acres of land.
Yeah. And then they just grew their own food and stuff.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. The money wasn't really.
I mean, they had money. I don't know how all that.
How much should he have been paid?
This was 12th century England, so 11. This is the year 1100.
To fart.
To do it. Well, I mean, if the main guy wants it, the money's doesn't. 30 acres.
It's a lot.
It's a lot
of land. Yeah.
It's a lot of land. But I mean, you're in the Middle Ages. There's just nothing around. Like that might not be a lot of land.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I mean, there's America's. No one's over here, but the Native Americans. There's a lot of unclaimed land.
Mm-hmm.
Here's 30 acres.
Yeah. This is in England.
In England.
Yeah.
And then you got, I hope it's in a good spot.
I hope those people are watching. That's pretty fast. What if you're in the bathroom? You're like, oh, I missed it.
Yeah.
Can you do it again?
Yeah.
I missed the entertainment.
Not till next year.
Yeah.
It's funny to be like he has to do it all at the same time.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes it hard. We can all do the other three.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, what's Roland doing this year? Same thing he did last year, dude.
Yeah.
Same act.
Yeah.
Nate's. I can tell the wheels are turning. You're thinking,
Yeah.
"Could we do that?"
I can't whistle, so I'm out right away. But I'd make up for it.
Yeah. And when you jumped into the other thing, I'll bring in the whistle. Like,
Each one of us could do one of the things.
Oh man! So
you think they tell him like 5 minutes? They're like 5 minutes of showtime. He's like, all right. And he asks everybody to leave his green room. He's like, do you guys mind getting out? And then he's just like, I just need some time to just gather my thoughts a little. Like he's like, it's like, all right, man, have a good show. He's like, I appreciate it. Thanks, man. Yeah. And then he's just jump whistle. JWF, JWF, JWF. And then he goes out there and jump, and he goes, and they just shoot him. I don't know if they had guns, but they shoot him and they publicly hang him. And the king's like, how does he not get it? It's funny, you got to do do you do the fart as the land? Could be the land.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And maybe that's you're like, what order are you going to go in? He's like, I guess you better be there.
Yeah.
I guess you better show up and see, because I got something nice and planned.
Yeah.
He's eating a big turkey leg. It's just like.
What order are you doing? I'm going to feel the crowd out.
Yeah.
See?
I'm not completely sure. There's not a microphone.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe you jump off a table or something, get a little
what if it didn't make
airtime.
What if it didn't make noise? And then he's got to be like, I swear I did it. And he goes, I didn't. And then someone has to walk over and they're like,
come here.
He goes, nah, he did it. He did it. Yeah, he did it. He goes, I told you. And he goes, and the king's like, all right, technically, like he's just kind of putting a hard. He's like, all right. This is a lot of questions. If I could go back in time, I would maybe ask these. I would want to go. I'd walk right to the king first.
Yeah.
Or the court jester and be like, so what happened?
How did he sell this show to the king? Did the king just see him do it, you think?
I don't think there was a lot going on back then. I mean, I think these were three of the main things people do.
I mean, I'm out.
These were jumping, whistling, and farting were like, I mean, that's...
I think there's a picture of it.
That's entertainment.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Of Roland the Farter. You just want to see what the guy looked like.
Well, it's probably a painting, right?
Yeah. But
that's a regular picture.
Oh my! All right. Yeah, now I get it more. He is oh jeez. There's some little too in detail drawings of our boy Roland.
Wow.
He was a legend.
He was. That's incredible. You think that was I'm just wondering
how long was he a jester?
I don't know. Let's see what his age was right up. Yeah.
The Roland the Farter. He has a Wikipedia page.
Oh.
It's more than I got.
Oh, it doesn't have his age on there, does it?
Yeah.
One jump, one whistle, one fart for the King's Court at Christmas.
Unum saltum et servum.
That's how they said it.
Yeah, they said
each year he had to do an unum saltum et stiftum et unum bumbulum. And then the bumbulum, you're like, all right, I get the bumbulum. What's the other stuff? That's how the bumbulum kind of makes sense. You're like, okay, I understand that. But what's the other stuff? A jump and a whistle. Oh, yeah. Okay.
That says he was giving Hemmingstone Manor. So he was given a manor.
Yeah.
For his work.
Wow.
I love you just brushed over flatulist like that's a real job title. Or
well, I mean, it was then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flatulist. Wow.
Yeah. He's there. Are there flatulists now? Like, is that a regular job? Look up and see if it's a regular job. Because, I mean, this might be is this like their Richard Pryor? If you're in the flatulist world?
You got a list of notable flatulists.
Yeah, it's a small
list. So there's Mr. Methane. He's a contemporary flatulist. Yeah. You got Roland the Farter's kind of the Carlin of the. And then Will the Farter,
Howard
Stern show.
Yeah. 2007 to 2008. That's it.
So it was huge in the Middle Ages. And then Will the Farter brought it back.
Le Pitome. He performed in France from 1887 until 1914. That's a long time.
Then it finally got old.
And I bet everybody asked his wife, does he just do it all the time at home? She goes, no, not as much as you would think. It's like he doesn't. Same questions y'all asked Laura. Is he funny all the time? He's like, no, I mean, he doesn't. He eats pretty healthy at home. He doesn't. He's pretty,
So you think in the year 1950?
Well, who's Mr. Methane?
Mr. Methane, contemporary flatulist.
1991.
Yeah. He briefly retired in 2006, but restarted in mid 2007. I'm back in it.
Yeah.
Just when they pull me out.
He got bored.
He claims to be the only performing farter in the world. Good for him. He worked on the railways before focusing on this.
Well, anyway, I got a lot of stuff here on the Middle Ages.
He was able to focus on it the whole. He was able to focus on it the whole time. On the railways.
Yeah. He worked on the railroad.
Like he's like, I didn't take it seriously. But it's like, oh, were you doing it? He's like, oh yeah, dude. I was doing it. I've been doing it the whole time. I just,